Bismillah, walhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. We begin in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We send peace and blessings upon the final messenger Muhammad ibn Abdullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, upon his family and companions, and all those who follow them in righteousness until the last day. Barakallahu feekum. Insha'Allah, may Allah accept our fasting and accept all of your dua, and make this Ramadan a means to enter the highest level of Jannah. Congratulations for all those who Allah has blessed to complete this beautiful month. And we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for every blessing He's given us, and we ask Allah to allow us to continue this this program, or whatever khair we got out of this month, to continue throughout the year. And this is the goal, and one of the signs of Allah Azza wa Jalla accepting one's deeds is that a person continues to do good deeds, and that's one of the signs that a person's actions was accepted, or actions were accepted, or deeds were accepted by Allah Azza wa Jalla. I just want quickly to go over some of the ahkam of Al Fitr and Eid, Zakat Al Fitr and Eid Al Fitr. One of the first things we want to mention is that Al Fitr, Zakat Al Fitr, is by consensus obligatory, as in the hadith of Abdullah ibn Umar, which is authentic. The Prophet ﷺ, he commanded zakat to be given by every Muslim, whether he may be free or a bondsman, slave, or male or female, or young or old. And of course, it is not obligatory to give zakat on behalf of a non-Muslim, and there is a khilaf in that issue, but this is the strongest opinion. And it is obligatory for everyone to pay zakat for those who he is financially responsible for. So a father is responsible for his children, his wife, and whether they are present with him or not present with him, he has to give the Zakat Al Fitr. And of course, Zakat Al Fitr is 1 sa' of dates or barley or raisins, or a half sa' of wheat, as it was collected by An-Nasa'i and others. And this is the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, and the Sahaba used to give half a sa' of wheat. A sa' is equal to 2.5 grams, 2.5 kilograms. Before we get into any of the details, the most important thing to understand is that this zakah is an expiation for, as the Prophet ﷺ mentioned, is an expiation for any vain speech during the fasting or shortcomings during the fasting. So it expiates that, and this is something very important that Allah Azza wa Jalla always gives us the opportunity to present our deeds to Him, having expiated any shortcomings. Just like in salat, after you make salat, you end the salat with istighfar, and this is the sunnah of the deen, so that your deeds would be purified and complete. So for the fasting, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala legislated Zakat Al Fitr to expiate any shortcomings. And before you present your deeds to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you want to make sure they're clean and beautified. And just like when you give a gift to someone, you don't just give them the gift to make sure it's wrapped up in a very beautiful wrapping, and is given in a beautiful way. So similarly, you wrap your deed, your ibadah, in istighfar and any means to expiate that the mistakes in that ibadah, and that is there is deep wisdom in that. And also another benefit of the zakah is that a person, as the Prophet ﷺ said in the hadith collected by Ibn Hibban and Hakim, that every person will be in the shade of his sadaqah yawm al-qiyamah. And as we know, the sun will be very close, and that will be a very long day. May Allah save us from the torment of that day. So this is like, it not only expiates the shortcomings in your deeds, but also in your fasting, but also is shade for your yawm al-qiyamah. So that's a beautiful thing. It should be given before Eid. This is the time, and the sunnah, the best time is to give it during the Eid, before the day of Eid, before the salat, so on the way. But it's also permissible, as was done by Ibn Umar anhu, that he used to give his Zakat Al Fitr a day or two before the Eid. Also, one should give the food which is most beneficial to the poor. So if rice is the best thing to give them, then you give them rice, 2.5 kilograms of rice. But some people, they would like something different. So it's good to get something different that's going to be beneficial to the poor. And also it's from the sunnah to actually look for, not just to to easily just give out, carelessly just give out the zakat. This is a purification for you, and this will solidify your fasting. So it's good to take the effort to actually find people who really need the Zakat Al Fitr, and that is important, and that increases your reward. Some of the ahkam of Eid, the first Eid, the first Eid the Prophet ﷺ prayed was in the second year of Hijrah, and he continued to pray the Salat al-Eid every year until he passed away, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is the Prophet ﷺ legislated the Eid, and this legislation of Eid, the two Eids, runs in line with the spirit of Islam of contradicting the way of disbelievers. This is the fundamental spirit of Islam, is that whatever غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين, not the way of the maghdub, those Allah's wrath is upon, nor the ignorant, those people who went astray. So we go against what they do, and so a person has to make an intention, and he gets more reward that I'm doing this Eid to establish the law of Allah, which is establish the way, the path of Allah, and reinforce and revive that path of Allah, and to go against the falsehood of the disbelievers. And therefore, people who celebrate Eid at the same time celebrate other the holidays of the disbelievers is based upon falsehood. They're not only committing a major sin, but they're also contradicting themselves, and they are following the path of Shaitan and trying to follow the path of Rahman at the same time. And Allah Azza wa Jalla, as in tafsir, as He mentioned in the Quran, وَالَّذِينَ لَا يَشْهَدُونَ الزُّورَ, Allah says, praising the believers, those who do not witness falsehood. And in the tafsir, some of the mufassirin mentioned that they do not celebrate the holidays of the disbelievers, and Allah called that witnessing falsehood, because you're witnessing something that is not legislated by Allah and is actually a lie. So, and the Prophet ﷺ said, as an authentic hadith, warning those who follow the path of the disbelievers, that whoever imitates a people, and he is from them. And another narration, whoever imitates a people, he will be raised with them yawm al-qiyamah. Beware, my brothers and sisters. and revive the sunnah and follow the path of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So yes, also is sunnah to that the Eid be done in an open area, not in the masjid. It's only permissible to do it in the masjid if there's a necessity. But the sunnah is to do it in an open area, a park, an open area. The Prophet used to pray with them in the desert, an open area. And this is the sunnah, and it shows the greatness of Islam. And also the belief, particularly people who live in the West, who go out and they pray the Eid, they're all dressed up, beautiful. Muslims are going to the Eid prayer. All you see, it's da'wah, and the people can make intention, celebrating this Eid, not only getting the reward of following the path of Allah and fulfilling the command of Allah and the dictates of the Prophet ﷺ, but also you're calling to Islam, so you get the reward, double reward. The people see the beauty of Islam, they see the community of Islam, so that's a beautiful thing. And you get the reward of that, and that's one of the wisdoms of doing it in open, because you see this huge gathering, all these beautiful people, and they're talking about Allah and they're praising Allah. It's a beautiful thing. So that's the sunnah, but it's permissible to do it in the masjid if there is no way, if there's a necessity. Also, there's no adhan for Eid, and there is no iqamah for Eid. There are 7 takbirat in the first rak'ah and 5 takbir in the second rak'ah. Now, if someone misses the Eid, then he should, or part of Eid. In other words, he catches 1 rak'ah, then he makes it the second rak'ah, and he makes it the same takbirat that the Imam. So he missed the first rak'ah, then he prays the second rak'ah, and he makes 5 takbir. He missed the whole Eid, then he should make it up and make the takbirat as well, in the same manner as the Eid is performed in its time. Also, one should make takbir on the Eid day, starting from the Maghrib, when the Eid the moon is sighted. He starts to make takbir, and this takbir is thanking Allah. And whenever the believers thank Allah Azza wa Jal, they make the takbir. And the takbir, this is a sunnah. The Sahaba used to do it and raise their voice in their homes, in the streets, in the store. And it should be done while walking to the Eid and sitting waiting for the Imam to come, by men and women, as in this is collected by Dar-Qutni on the authority of Abdullah ibn Umar, and also in Sahih Bukhari and Muslim, that is narrated that the women used to make takbir with the people. The Prophet ﷺ invited and commanded that even the women who are mensing should come to witness the dua and the supplication and the khair and the beauty of that day. So how about the men? We should not miss that. And however, the women should the women should dress modestly and they should not uncover any part of their bodies. And Abdullah ibn Mubarak, which is a great Imam on the level of Malik and Shafi and Ahmed, he had his own madhab as well. The great merchant scholar, he said it's not permissible for women to go if they're not dressed properly. It's not permissible. And Aisha, she narrated that if the Prophet ﷺ saw the women how they dressed now in her time, after the Prophet ﷺ, he would have prohibited them from going to the masjid, just as the women from Bani Israel were prohibited. So if a woman is not dressed properly and she's wearing perfume, it is permissible for her husband to not allow her to go to the masjid. She cannot say, it's my right. No, it's not your right to go to the masjid unless you're dressed properly, because it's a misrepresentation of Islam, and it's a sin to your Lord, and it's a contradiction. You're trying to go to get the blessings, supplication, and you're disobeying Allah Azza wa Jal. There are no sunnahs before or after Eid. Also, it's sunnah to eat before Eid Al Fitr, and before you go to the masjid, you eat in Eid Al Fitr, the opposite of Eid Al Adha. You eat after Eid Al Adha. There's a lot. Also, it's sunnah to go one path, one route, and to return home in another path, and that also is in line with that spreading the beauty of Islam and spreading the takbir, because whenever you make takbir, whatever is around you is a witness for you Yawm al-Qiyamah. It's sunnah to walk if possible, if there's no hardship in it. It's sunnah to walk, and it's only permissible to ride if there's a need. It is allowed, well, it's permissible to ride, but it's sunnah to walk. It's also allowed for women to play the drums, the duf, and some scholars say that there's no difference between the drums and the duf, but the duf, a woman can play the duf, and they can sing, as it's collected in Sunan Nasa'i, an authentic hadith, that Abu Bakr Siddiq came, he entered upon the Prophet ﷺ, or Aisha, and the Prophet was there, and there were two girls with her beating the duf and singing, and the Messenger of Allah ﷺ was covered with his garment. He uncovered his face. Abu Bakr Siddiq told them to stop, and this is inappropriate in the presence of the Prophet ﷺ. The Prophet ﷺ, he said, "Let them, Abu Bakr, for these are the days of Eid. Barakallahu li wa lakum. May Allah forgive us all and grant us all His blessing and continue to take us down His path to Jannah Firdaus A'la, and allow us to continue our tahajjud and continue our recitation of the Quran, and continuously raise in status until we meet our Lord and He's pleased with us. Ameen. Wa sallallahu wa sallam ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in.